Shalom, 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 Yasha Allah. This your boy, Brother Shamu Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Cashless Leads to M.O.T.B. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. Right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who have ruled well to the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right, like I said, the cashless system will lead to the M.O.T.B. All right, this digital currency, right? And I just came across this this thing from Readers, and I'm just gonna play it real quick. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
From crypto state banks to Kraken's bid for Ninja Trader, this is Crypto Weekly. Could crypto state banks become a thing, according to half a dozen industry executives?
Right, and we know that is digital, right? So let's keep going. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Financial technology firms and crypto companies are seeking to become state or national banks, reportedly wanting to expand their business under a Trump administration they view as industry-friendly. Firms with these ambitions...
Right, because we know that your boy Nero has changed his stance from when he was before, where he said that he was going to keep cash. Now he's talking about going digital. All right, so we know that this is all coming into play. All right, fair use, fair use.
An opportunity to get licenses that regulators were previously reluctant to approve. Sources say discussions and preparations for bank charters have increased significantly. At Washington's request, Indian authorities have arrested a cryptocurrency exchange administrator. They confirmed the news at the end of last week.
His name is Alexei Besyoko, and
Right, and we know, like India and these other places, we saw, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, where, remember, their banks had closed down. They had like shut down their banks for a period of time, right? So they could go into this digital currency. All right. So these are things that are taking place right around the world.
He's involved in a huge money laundering case. There are charges of money laundering as well as conspiracy to operate unlicensed business in US.
The US, Germany and Finland took down the online infrastructure used by the Russian cryptocurrency exchange Garantex, the US Justice Department said last week, adding that 2 administrators of the exchange were charged. One of those was Beskyakov, a Russian resident and Lithuanian national.
Right, they're gonna try, they're with this, you have a digital footprint, of everything that you're doing. All right, and they're going to be able to track this. They're going to make this, and they're going to say that this is the secure way to do exchanges and do different things, right? And ultimately, right, that comes into the M.O.T.B, where they're going to try to push, the M.O.T.B to everyone and tell them that this is the best thing, the safest and most secure thing. All right, fair use, fair use.
Russia is reportedly using cryptocurrencies in its oil trade with China and India to skirt Western sanctions. That's according to 4 sources with direct knowledge of the matter. Russia last summer passed a law to allow digital currency payments in international trade, but its use in the country's oil trade has not previously been reported. The sources said Russian oil companies are using Bitcoin, Ether and stablecoins to smooth the conversion of the Chinese yuan.
Right. So they're everybody is moving on to this digital currency, okay?
And Indian rupees to Russian rubles. Kraken said on Thursday it's to buy retail futures trading platform Ninja Trader for $1.5 billion. The deal could see one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges expand into multiple asset classes.
All right. So, it says, could crypto state banks be on the way, right? Because a lot of these these banks, they're moving into, digital too, right? If you've been looking at like I was reading into Bank of America, right? They're one of the top banks, and what they're doing is they're pushing, they're basically getting ready for the digital currency. Okay, they're pushing it, and they're agreeing with it. Okay, because they ultimately they want this to happen. All right, and you see that they're closing a lot of these the banks, the branches, right? They're closing a lot of them. They're basically are moving on because they're pushing everything to digital. You think about it. A lot of people have moved even from now just to your credit card, your phone, Salaki, your phone, these different types of payments, right? How many people actually have money in their actual wallet? There's been times where I've been weeks and months without any cash, in my wallet or in my person. All right, because everything is pretty much digital, right? And they're pushing, they're pushing that, that sector. Okay, so this is coming. All right. Um, Habakkuk 2 and verse number 3. Matter of fact, verse number 2. It says, "And Yahawah answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." All right. In the NLT, it says, "And Yahawah, Bahasham said to me, Write my answer plainly on tablets, so that a runner can carry the correct message to others." All right. So we're showing the correlation of what? This digital system, right? And it's going to push forward to the M.O.T.B. Okay. It says, so that the runner can carry the correct message to others. It says this vision is for a future time. It describes the end. It says it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place, and it will not be delayed, right? And we are in those last times. So we see this, right? As this technology continues to increase, they're continuing to, push that. You saw they had actual like ATM, Bitcoin ATMs and stuff, a smart kiosk. All right. This stuff is all it's all in play. Okay, this stuff is in play. The thing that has to be pushed now is the M.O.T.B, and that technology is here too. Now they have to make it mandatory. All right, so they once they kill this cashless system, right, they get away with that, right? And we already saw that they had planned on doing that even earlier this month, but they've delayed it, but they're setting like a guidelines of when they want to do it, and I believe it was something around like July something, that they want to, continue on, with this agenda, right? So remember, it says it will wait, it will not tarry. All right, it will surely come. All right, Revelation 13 and verse number 16, it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." All right, and that mark, right, which we know, it says, "And that no man buy or sell, save he that had that mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Okay, so this is the beginning. You have the you're moving into the cashless system, right? And where's that cashless? They're going to make it more secure. They're going to say, hey, what we're going to do, so you don't have to worry about, you left your phone, you left your this, that, and the other, right? It's going to be implemented into you, right? And then from there, you'll be able to, scan it. Looks like you can do even now into some of these places where you scan this, we saw that in Whole Foods where the lady scanned her hand, right? She scanned her hand and, and paid for her stuff, through that. All right. And this is a physical thing. All right. And this is coming. right? This is surely coming. It's not going to tarry. All right. But this cashless, system is pushing its way to the M.O.T.B. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? Because this new world order, right, is going to consist of this M.O.T.B., right? So that they can track everything from your whereabouts, from your payments, your cash payments, your history, your location, everything. They're going to know everything about you, medical history, criminal history, educational history, you name it. Okay. What you buy, what you look up, everything is going to have all your information, and they're going to know all about you, right? Because this devil wants to have full control and full power over everybody. All right. The money wasn't good enough. All right. Now he wants all the money, right? But then he also wants to control you with it. All right. And control what you buy, what you get. All right. And we know that this, like I said, this mark, right? We'll go into it again, right? Mark is charagma, right? Charagma says a stamp, imprinted mark. The mark branded upon thing carved, sculptured, graven work, right? Because they're gonna use that tool to dig inside to implant that, right? That micro C-hip that's gonna go inside you, right? Inside your hand or your forehead, right? That no man might buy or sell, save he that had that mark. You gotta have the M.O.T.B. Okay? So understand this is coming, all right? And this is gonna be Revelation 3 and verse number 10. It says, because thou hast kept my word of patience, right? You say, nope, not taking it. I'm standing, in my faith in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to guide me through. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. All right. This is that hour of temptation, that testing, right? That's why when you pray, lead us not into temptation, right? But deliver us from evil. All right. This is that test that's going to come upon the whole world. All right. Which is a rich or poor, small, great, right? It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay. This is that huge test, man. Like the Lord is testing to see who's going to be about it and who's not. All right. And there are going to be many people who are going to take this thing, right? Who are going to take this thing and ultimately be destroyed, like the scriptures say, right? In the NLT, it says, because ye have obeyed my command to preserve, it says, I will protect you from the great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world. All right. So either you're going to be of this world or the world to come. Right? You're gonna choose, and a lot of our people are gonna choose this world. Right? Choose this world. Right? Esau's gonna try to turn it up on them. Listen. Yep. You ain't nowhere to live. Right? No food. Right? You got to come to me. You got to get that thing. And he did that testing with that back with that C-19 thing. All right, that jump. Right? He was testing to see how many people. All right, and that was the a pre-exam. And then this test is coming soon. All right, but ultimately we understand those who take it, and you will be destroyed. What does it say? With even a sword destruction. All right, Revelation chapter 14 and verse number 9. Right, it says, doom for the worshipers of the beast. It says, and a third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. All right, this is coming. All right, and all this stuff is leading, up into, this M.O.T.B, man. Right, all this crypto, all this digital stuff, all these things are leading ultimately to the M.O.T.B, Revelation 13 and 16. All right, so as watchmen, we continue to warn and show the people of what's to come. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kohola Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad, a mighty shalom to the 144,000 men, and to the rest of the elect. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep praying for one another. All right, keep watching and keep praying, and continue to pray that you will be delivered from this temptation and delivered from the evil that's to come. All right, and with that, I'll say shalom.